Defensive players in the NBA, Draymond Green might not be the case anymore after coming in second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting last year.
Yep, he might not look the part. You know, undersized, but you talk to the scouts and the stat geeks, they'll tell you he's one of the best in the game defensively.
Here's Curry. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Green, the screen. And Thompson kicks to Green. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. No good. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. To the paint. Here's Snell. It's stolen by Green. Butler against Curry. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Snell dishes to Rose. And so the ball out of bounds. Bogut touched it last.
It's still early on, Kevin, in this new basketball season for Chicago. Here's where they stand in the NBA rankings. Second in rebounding, second in opponent field goal percentage. And they've also been extremely skilled in the art of the putback, second chance points. I mean, they're ranked number 2 in that particular category.
And guys, you can't say enough about how well they've rebounded. So often, it's swung the possession battle in their favor, and that's really had a huge impact.
Butler on the wing. Mirotic sets the screen for Butler.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Rose goes in, and that misses. That would have put him up. Warriors have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Barnes, and misses it off the right side of the rim. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will. Catching
up on the changes for Chicago. Gibson comes in for Mirotic, and McDermott subbed in for Tony Snell. The Warriors also with a sub. Azili's checked in. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. The Warriors also with a sub. Iguodala's checked in. The Warriors trailing. The drive by Thompson. Green, the screen. Azili kicks to Curry. To the inside. Gibson with the steal. Here's McDermott, and he dunks it down.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Now let's find out what head coach Steve Kerr had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Some changes for Chicago. E'Twaun Moore comes in for Jimmy Butler, and it's Heinrich in for Rose. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Green. Barbosa comes in for Thompson, and it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Here's Livingston. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he had been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. And last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
Three-pointer, Heinrich. And it's Speights with the rebound.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And getting back to Iguodala last season, not only did he come off the bench for the first time ever, but he really thrived in doing so. Playing the fewest minutes per game of his career, he was able to avoid some of the nagging injuries that had plagued him in the past. And so he could stick around to help the Warriors assemble that franchise record of 67 wins last season.
Pass to Speights. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Now here's Heinrich. He's guarded closely. Here's McDermott. Knocks down the three ball. McDermott's got his third basket of the night.
You know, for Iguodala at this point in his career, it's just about winning. He's had a couple of large contracts. He's made multiple All-Star teams, but now it's about rings for him. And he got one.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game right now. And the first one drops. And so Ezeli nails both of them. Chicago leading. Heinrich passes to Noah. Down low. The steal. Here is Livingston. He averages about 5 points a game. And there's the pass to Speights. A fadeaway. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Speights has got his second basket of the night.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound...
I mean, I think it's been noticeable.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jumper.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Rose kicks to Snell. He feeds it to Gasol. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Speights checked in for Andrew Bogut. Bulls trail by 6. Dishes it to Mirotic. Back to Rose. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Butler goes in, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And it goes on Draymond Green.
And with Pau, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And a final point, guys, with Pau's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
Thompson misses. For Chicago, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Snell from outside. And again, no good by Chicago. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to Golden State.
And guys, a loss like that, that's one when you just got to put it behind you as quickly as possible.
You know, that won't be easy, Greg. It's hard not to dwell on that type of performance.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Butler dishes to Gasol. The kick out to Rose. Clock at 6. And again, no good by Chicago.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Here's Butler. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Curry passes it to Green. Kicks it to Thompson. And it's blocked by Mirotic.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And Rose wide open. He shoots. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Different look here for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Green. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. McDermott, no one around him. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. And it's 9 points for Doug McDermott. Barbosa against Moore, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Warriors shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And so he hits the technical free throw. There's 1:54 left in the second quarter. Livingston, that's good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Gibson the screen. In the corner, it's McDermott. And it's set back by Spates. Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's Iguodala. Rebounded by McDermott. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Denver Nuggets.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
Livingston, no luck.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And Moore kicks to McDermott. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
Barbosa against Moore. From the stripe. Here's Spates. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for the Warriors. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. For 3, Heinrich gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field. Warriors leading by 3. Here is Livingston. 6 points for him. Screen by Bogut. Here's Spates. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. Spates has got 14 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside.
Oh, he hits it. How about that shot?
Big time, big time.
Incredible.
Wow, what a miracle.